So last week we talked about lesson 7, then the previous week we talked about lesson 6. So now I just want to go through lesson 6 recap, and then we'll do a lesson 7 recap, and then we will continue with the homework, going through the homework on lesson 6 and 7. Okay, so basically lesson 6, I will skip the first part. The first part very easy, it's just telling like what time, how to tell time. That one, I believe you can tell already. So let's start from the grammar part of lesson 6. So over here we have watashi wa mai asa 6時に起きます. So this ni simply refers to the exact point in time, right? For example, I wake up at 6 o'clock. So we say that this ni is actually similar to English, like what we call at, right? We give an exact time, point of time that is exactly at 6, right? This is lesson 6, 6-4. Okay, and then next we have our number 6. 私は毎日午前8時45分から午後5時まで働きます. So から and まで, right? In English we say from, until. So this can be used for time. For example, we tell time. We can also use it to tell location. We can also use it to tell, for example, I'm gifting someone. Like I give this prize from me to you. Right? We can also use からまで. So as long as there's a source and there's a recipient, then this is, or rather a end. Right? There's a start and an end, there's a source and a receiver. We can use からまで. Right? Made is not really a receiver, but more of a destination, the end point. Right? So we can say からまで. Next we have number 7. Right? 勉強しません. Right? This is our negative form for our verb. Right? 勉強, the original word is します. Right, します we want to change to negative form, so we just change ます to ません. ます to ません. Right, 勉強しません. Then the next one is of course the past tense. Right, so instead of 勉強します I change to 勉強しました. Right, past tense. しました. Right, welcome to it. Then of course we also have our negative past tense. Right, so negative past tense here, 勉強しませんでした. Right, so 勉強しません is the negative form, but we already have negative form, we cannot change it to a past tense. So no choice, we have to add this でした at the back to make it a past tense. Right, so this is how we say past tense for a verb. Negative form, past tense. Okay, and then this is the table that summarizes everything. You can take a look at the table, right, to see the pattern yourself. And then number 10, we continue to have this 6時から8時まで. Right, this 6時から and 8時まで. The difference with what we learned previously is this, we can just end the sentence with des instead of the verb. Right, so why can we do this? Because at the start, our subject is the study. Right, and the word study, 勉強します. Okay, this is a group 3 verb. We will learn what is a group 3 verb when we go on to E2. But group 3 verb has this unique thing that we can remove the shimas and the front part will just become a noun. Right, so now I'm just saying that this noun. So 勉強します is to study. So the noun of to study is just the study. Right, so basically my study. My study is from 6 to 8 days. Right, so that is the main difference between number 10 and number 6, right? The からまで. Number 6 is using a verb to end a sentence. Number 10 is using a verb as a noun at the start. Then we just need to end with a des. Right? This is the main difference between 6 and 10. Okay, if no questions, we go on to lesson 7. We recap about lesson 7. My tablet today acting very weird. Okay, lesson 7. Okay, lesson 7, we talked about directional verbs. So directional verbs, basically they have a sense of direction, like we are going to somewhere, right? We are going to somewhere. So in this case, we learn 3 directional verbs. One is ikimasu. The second one is himasu. And then the third one will be kaerimasu. Right, they are all over here. So basically, they must have a direction. So go to, come to, go back to. Right, so you can think of this directional verb a as English equivalent of to. So basically it is a to lah. So over here, 私は明日図書館へ行きます. So to library I go. right? Japanese sentence always ends with the verb. So this is why we put the direction, the location that we're headed to before the verb. Then we end with the verb. Right? Very well. We go on to number 2. 私は飛行機で日本へ行きます。So 飛行機で, right? So this de previously we learned like it is a mean of transport, right? Like how, like for example, I go to school by bus, right? So similarly, we still have that meaning here, which means like by means of or by using something, right? By means of doing this, by means of, by method of an airplane, by means of an airplane, by using an airplane, right? So this is what we have here, de. So 飛行機で日本へ行きます。Right? So by airplane to Japan, I go. Right? So you can look at the sample sentences, and then the new question word is なんで. Right? So なんで, I told you it actually shares the same exact wording as why. Right? I mean it means how here, but however it also means why. So when you ask the question なんで to a Japanese person, they might not register it as how, they might register it as why. Welcome. You recover already?
Not really.
Everything is good. Okay, so this is why instead of saying なんで, we actually use the word どうやって, which means it is also how, but in a way it's less confusing when you speak to somebody. Right? どうやって literally just means how. Okay, next we move on to number 3. So over here, 私は友達と一緒に学校へ行きます。So this と just simply tells people that who are you accompanied by, right? So you're just sharing your accompaniment. So in this case, 友達と, so with friend, right? So it's just to show your accompaniment. So with friend, then of course we already said with friend. So why do you still need to use the word together, right? So in this case, we actually don't need the square bracket here, right? We don't need the 一緒に because it's double accompaniment, that you're emphasizing that I go to school together with friend, right? You're double emphasizing. Okay, moving on, we also have this word called 一人で, right? So 一人で, as you can see, like if I with friend is と, right? With is と. So alone, can I say with alone, with myself? We don't really say that, right? So instead we say by oneself. So oneself is just 一人. So 一人 is paired with the particle で. And previously we learned で is by, right? So by oneself. Totally connect, right? This way of translating it makes sense, right? Right? So when we use 一人で, we don't use と because there's no accompaniment. You are just by yourself. Okay, we are at 7, there's 3. Right, now we move on to number 4. 私は9月に日本へ行きます. So remember this に particle when we have a time in front, right? For example, 6時に. So 6時に means at 6 o'clock, right? At 6 o'clock. So in this case, when we put a に in front of the month, we don't really mean at September, but more of in September, right? So you can think of it still like a time. It still fixate the times, but in this case, if we translate to English, it's not a at but a in. But more or less, it's still the same meaning. It's just to say that within this day, within this month. So we use ni. Right? So this ni is a time particle. It's somewhat, you can think of it as a time particle. Right? Okay, then we move on to the next one, number 5. 私はシンガポールから来ました。So シンガポールから right, from Singapore, right? Kara we previously learned, right? From. So now we use the past tense word for kimashita. So came. Kimashita is came. So if you put together kara and kimashita, simply means came from, right? Literally just means came from. So in this case, 私はシンガポールから来ました. So came from Singapore. Okay, so that's all for lesson 7. This is all the recap that I will be doing. We will continue on with the homework for lesson 6 and then 7. Then today we will start on lesson 8. There's my homework. Lesson 6. today we have full attendance. Wow. Very cramped. Okay. Lesson 6, 1. Write in hiragana as example. So basically they want you to show in the 4 version of this verb. Right? So the negative, the past tense, and the negative past tense. Okay, number 1 example we have okimasu. What is okimasu? Wake. To wake up. Okay? So okimasu, then do not wake up. Okimasen. Woke up. Okimashita. Then did not wake up. Did not woke up. Right? Yokimasen deshita. Simple, huh? Next we have hatarakimasu. Yes, 3.
Hatarakimasu. Hatarakimasen.
Mm-hmm.
Hatarakishita.
Hataraki what?
Hatarakishita.
No. We just change the mas to mashita. We don't change anything else. So hatarakimasu. Hatarakimashita. Yes. Okay. Hatarakimashita. We don't change anything. We only change the mas to mashita. We don't need to touch anything else. Mas to mashita. Right? And then okimasen deshita. Then what's the last one? Sorry. Hatarakimasen deshita. Thank you. Right. So the last one is just hatarakimasen. Then deshita. Add a deshita at the back. Number 2, yasumimasu. You okay? You want to continue eating or? Okay. Yasumimasen.
Yasumimashita.
Yasumimashita. Thank you. Next.
Yasumimasen deshita.
Thank you. Yasumimasen deshita. Right, negative past tense. Very nice. Nemasu. Yes, Serene.
Nemasen.
Yes, nemasen.
Nemashita.
Nemashita.
Nemasen deshita.
Nemasen deshita. Thank you. Nemasen deshita. Okay, very good. Then the last one, benkyou shimasu. Benkyou shimasen. Shimashita. Sorry, the last one again. Thank you. Right, we don't change anything. We only change the mas. Throw away the mas, put in the masen deshita. Right, don't need to change anything, huh? Okay, very nice. Number 2, write in hiragana as example. Okay, so for example, 2:15, right, is 2時15分. Okay, so 10:30. Yes, Kunze. Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
10時半 yeah, 半
Okay, 10時半. The other way, anybody want to try? Yes, Ian. No, the other way. So 10時半 already used already. So what's the other way to say 10:30? Like literally 30. 30分. Thank you. But they never say gozen, so you don't need to say gozen. Alright. Okay, 10時30分 or 10時半. See which one you prefer lah. Okay, 10時30分 or 10時半. Right, it's 30分. P-U-N, huh? Number 2, 4:15. Yes. Good. Oh, very nice. So he didn't fall for the 4, the number 4. Alright, so yoji, not yonji, he didn't fall for that. So yoji. Please take note, not yonji, If you write yonji, it's wrong. Yoji, 15分. Right, he also said F-U-N, 分, instead of pun. Right, so it's F-U-N, 15分. Number 3, 9:20.
9時20分.
Very good. He didn't fall for the 9 as well, right? 9時 instead of Q, right? It's 9時20分. P-U-N, 20分. Okay, last one, 6:14.
6時40分.
Sorry, one more time.
6時
14. So 10:4.
4時分.
Yo what?
4時
No, okay. 6時 is 6 o'clock. Then 14 minutes. How do you say 14?
10
14? 14 分.
14分.
Minutes. We're not talking about the hours anymore. We just talk about minutes. So 14分. Right. 14. Y-O-N-P-U-N. Right?
6時14.
Yes. 6時14分. Yeah. Right, P-U-N, 14分. Right, not 4分. It's 4. Right, 4分. Any questions for timing? Anyone with some special time that you want to try to ask? Okay, then how do we say 0000?
Zero.
How do we say 0000?
You mean what, 12 a.m.?
Yeah lor. 12 a.m.
Lady.
Uh-huh. Lazy. Good try. I never heard people say lazy before. Actually, I never say 0000 before, sir. Okay, if it's me, I would say 12時、午前12時ちょうど。Right? 午前 is morning AM, right? 午前。12時 is 12 o'clock. So morning 12 o'clock, ちょうど means exact. So exactly 12 AM. That's how I would say it, but I never used it before. ちょうど exact. Yeah, we actually learned. Yeah, we learned before, right? In one of the lessons. ちょうど means exactly. Right? So ちょうど is used behind or in front. In front, right? ちょうど something 起. Okay. Then midnight. I never used the word midnight before, sir. I don't think any of this reflect. I don't think Japanese people even say midnight. They just say late night, that's all. 深夜,深夜. I mean, do you say midnight in Chinese? Is there even a word for midnight in Chinese? 半夜, right? So same Japanese, they will say 半夜 also lor. They will, yeah, see? Say 半夜. Yeah. We don't say midnight in Chinese also. So Japanese is not natural to say. Yeah. We also don't say 00:00 点 or like 00 hours. We don't say that in Chinese as well. Alright, so in Japanese, it's not very natural to say 00 hours also. Alright, so rather we say 午前12時、ちょうど午前12時。Right, exactly 12 a.m. Okay, next we translate English to Japanese. Right, what time is it now? Yes, Nobel.
今何時
Thank you. 今何時ですか? So the time that we are referencing should always be at the start of the sentence after the subject. So in this case, there's no subject, so we can just start with 今。今何時ですか? Right, 今何時ですか? Okay, yes, Serene, it is 1 minute past 1. 1時1分です. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So 1
saying 1 o'clock one but never.
Yeah lah, it says it's 1 minute past 1. But this is English way to say it, that's the English way. Alright, in Japanese we don't really say like 1 minute past 1. It's very weird to say in Japanese. Like 1時過ぎ. 1時1分過ぎ. Something like that. It's like myself, you say 1時1分. Why do you need to add the 過ぎ at the back, right? So yeah, like in Japanese it's not very natural. Okay, number 2. I wake up at 7 in the morning.
私は朝7時に起きます。
Thank you. Right, 私は朝7時に起きます. Right, thank you. Number 3. I study from 8 to 10 tomorrow.
私は明日午後7時から10時勉強します。
Okay, so very good. You use the word 明日 immediately after your subject. So 私は明日, and then you add one extra word. Go. How you know it's go? They never say go. Alright, so we can just skip and go straight to 8時から10時まで勉強します. Alright, so 8時から10時まで勉強します. No issues, we go on to the next one. I worked yesterday. Yes, Ian. 私は昨日働きました. Right, straightforward. The sentence structure is straightforward. First, we go for the subject, then the time, then the verb at the end. Right, simple. 昨日は働きました but who? Right, if we say that about yesterday, worked. So yesterday worked, who is the one working? Right, so the subject should still reserve it for myself.
watashi wa
うん。
kino hatarakimasu.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is no particle there.
For time without time expression, we don't need a particle, right? So kino don't have any number, right? There's no time. It's not a numbered time expression, right? There's no number, so we don't need to put a particle behind it, right? Remember, So for time expression without number, no need to put, right? For time with number, optional to put. See whether you want to put or not. But usually we'll put a ni. Okay. Number 5, he takes a break from 1:30. Yes, Chin-kun.
彼は1時半から昼休みです。
Okay, the way he put it is very unique, not what I was expecting, but it's correct. 彼は1時半から昼休みです。Okay, but however, I was expecting you use a verb here, right? So anybody use a verb here? 彼は1時半から休みます。Right? That's the verb form. He used the noun form. That means it's like, oh, his tea break, his afternoon break is from 1. That's his sentence lah. As compared to he takes a break from 1:30. Right? Takes a break is more of a verb rather than his break time is 1:30. It's from 1:30.
No, I completely off.
Oh.
Is it the verb version?
The verb version at the back of his answer just change to yasumimasu. Right? Yeah, just change to yasumimasu only.
Instead of this lah.
Instead of saying hiru yasumi desu. Because when he says hiru yasumi desu, he's saying that it is a lunch break time. So he's using it as a noun. So the correct translation in English will be his break time is from 1:30. Right? That will be the exact translation for his answer. But in this case, we're actually using it as a verb. So we reply yasumimasu. Okay, number 6 question. What time do you sleep?
Nanji ni
Wait, wait, yeah.
今何時寝ますか
Is there an ima here? Is there a word noun here? Don't have, right? So we can skip it, yeah.
何時寝ますか
Okay, あなたは何時寝ますか? Right? So if you want to skip あなた is fine as well. あなたは何時寝ますか? So, sorry, one more time. Yeah. あなたは何時? Yeah. So the main part of the answer is 何時寝ますか? 何時寝ますか? That's the main part of the sentence. The main part.
ni is not there.
何時に寝ますか is okay? Yeah, it's okay because it's a numbered expression. Like it will be a numbered expression. So ni is okay. Then just like I mentioned, if you don't put ni, it's not wrong as well. 何時に寝ますか? 何時寝ますか? Right, just like I mentioned already, optional. The particle behind the time is optional. Okay, I sleep at 11 p.m. tonight. Yes, Sri?
今晩は11時に寝ます。
Okay, 今晩11時に寝ます. Right? We don't need. Sorry?
こんばんは is not.
No, we don't need a wa. Time, we don't need a particle behind. Right? Okay, some of you might put you see the word PM, then you might put the word go. But you think about it, 今晩 tonight. So tonight, do we still need to emphasize on the PM? Right? No need lah. So it's optional. Yeah, I leave it for you to optional lah. So go is optional because already we say 今晩, which is tonight already. Right? Tonight is normal people will know it's referring to PM. Right? So 今晩11時に寝ます. That will be the shortest answer. Right? Okay, number 7Q. Did you work yesterday? Yes.
あなたは働きますしますか?
I think your sentence structure a bit off, but I can hear a bit of correct there. Okay, so I think you're supposed to mean 昨日, right? You forgot to say 昨日 first. You need to say yesterday first. So 昨日働きましたか? Right? So the word here is 働きます but it's past tense. So 働きました. Past tense because they were saying about yesterday, right? So yesterday we have to change to past tense. So 働きましたか? Okay, so I omitted the anatawa. Alright, the one you all can add yourself, it's optional. Alright, anata wa kino hatarakimashita ka? Okay, no I didn't. Yes, Serene.
Part of her mah is her.
Oh, okay lor, then you sabo her, okay lor.
Hatarakimashita. Wrong also.
He purposely one. She purposely one. She know you wrong. Okay, so no I didn't. So didn't is negative past tense. So iie hatarakimasen deshita.
Oh,
Things are very long eh.
Yeah, hatarakimasen
Number 8 is very
deshita.
long.
no, I write wrong already.
No, I say number 8 is very long,
Then she sabo herself also lah. Okay, come number 8 ah. What time to what time did you study last night? Yes, sir.
These are very long sia. あなたは昨日の晩は何時から何時まで勉強しましたか?
Oh, very good. Right? Anata wa our subject, right? You. Kino no ban. Right? Kino means yesterday. Ban means night. So yesterday night. Night of yesterday. Right? So yesterday night. Nanji kara nanji made. Then 勉強しましたか? Right? Past tense. 勉強しました. Because he's talking about last night. Okay, I repeat again. あなたは昨日の晩何時から何時まで勉強しましたか? Alright, we need the question. か. Okay, since it's the same question, yes, I studied from 9 to 10.
And the condition is it
Yeah, so I think I
okay
miss
for us
one
to
word.
omit the anatawa?
Yeah,
I
can
think
also.
I missed one word eh. I put
Come.
ban kunci kara.
Okay, okay, you give me your answer, I will hear.
I put ban kunci kara 10時まで勉強します。
Past tense.
した。
しました. Okay, I repeat his answer. Okay, it's correct, it's correct. Alright, you can say kino no ban. It will be better. Right, instead of saying just ban. Right, so kino no ban, right, last night.
So I say ban only.
Ban is like night. So it doesn't
So-
mean,
so okay
it can
lah.
mean tonight, it can mean every night.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
okay, this not okay.
Better to specify kino no ban. Alright, specify last night. So kino no ban. Or if you don't want to mention kino no ban at all, you can just skip and say kuji kara. Yeah, just skip and say kuji kara.
Yeah, also correct ah.
Sorry?
Gogokuji?
Yeah,
go
PM
there
can also. Gogo kuji is fine. Alright, so gogo kuji, if you skip the last night, then you can just use gogo. Gogo kuji kara 10時まで勉強しました。Okay? Yeah. Right. The one is you are lazy to write last night lah. Just skip and say 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Alright, I studied. Okay, answer the questions in Japanese. So I ask you in Japanese, you reply me in Japanese. 毎朝何時に起きますか?
6時に起きました。
Okay, so she reply 6時に起きました. Okay, is it ました?
します。
Why します? The question is 毎朝. So every morning. So it's still ongoing, right? So why you use past tense?
So is 6時に起きます。
There, yes, correct. So 6時に起きます. Right, because 毎朝 every day, every morning. So it's still happening. So we don't say ました. Right, 起きます. Okay, number 2. 昨日の晩何時に寝ましたか?
11時半に寝ました。
Okay, good. So 昨日の晩, so it's yesterday night, right? So specifying yesterday night only, not every day, just yesterday night. So that's why the answer is in past tense. So I'll repeat. 11時半に寝ました. So for him is 11時半に寝ました. It will be better if he specify AM or PM lah. Right, if you specify AM, go. Well, go then.
I
Go.
put very simple. 午後12時です。
Can also. Cause I mean the verb already mentioned lah. Can also. Okay, number 3. 今朝6時に起きますか? 起きましたか?
はい、6時に起きました。
Okay, good. はい、今朝6時に起きました。6時に起きました。Alright? はい、そうです。Also can. Right? Remember, so this. So just refers to everything that was asked before. Number 4. 今晩 11時半に寝ますか Yes, Jin-kun.
はい、毎晩11時半に寝ます。
Thank you, very good. She'll reply, はい、毎晩. So instead of saying only tonight, he say every night. Alright, very good. 毎晩11時半に寝ます. Number 5. 明日は何曜日ですか
明日は木曜日です。
木曜日です. Right, so he chose to say Thursday. Okay, so tomorrow is Thursday. Very good. Number 6. 明日の朝何時に起きますか
午前7時に来ます。
Okay, very good. 午前7時に起きます. So he's going to wake up tomorrow, so we use present tense, right? Because tomorrow. So 起きます. Number 7. 何時から働きますか Nobel?
朝8時から働きます。
Okay. 朝6時から働きます. 朝6時から働きます. Then how to say like I don't need to wake up. I don't need to work. like for example, you have no work, so 明日起き働きません.
でし
明日働きません. 明日, right? Yeah, so it's past tense, so they're just talking about what happened in the tomorrow lah. Although they never say tomorrow, but 何時から means like, so what time do you wake up? Right? So you can just say, I wake up, I'm not waking up. I do not wake up, right? Because I have no job. Right? So I do not wake up. Okay, number 8. 何時から何時まで休みますか Serene?
午後12時から1時まで休みます。
Okay, very good. So 午後12時から1時まで休みます. Right? No questions, huh? Number 9. お母さんは今朝何時に起きましたか
お母さんは
Oh, the reason why cannot answer because
1
never do.
!Aiya! Not enough time. Then lesson 7 got do or not? This is lesson 6 only. Lesson 7 got do or not?
No.
Ah! Okay, anybody want to try answering this?
Number 9.
Number 9.
お母さんは今朝5時に起きました。
Okay, good. お母さんは朝5時に起きました. So, mother this morning wake up at 5 a.m. Right? 5時に起きました. So, you should more or less be very familiar with the time, right? We just need to give a time, ni, then the verb. Right? Number 10. 明日勉強しますか Ian?
Number 10.
Yes.
はい、勉強します。
はい、勉強します. Okay, up to you. We also can. はい、そうです. Number 11. Number 11. 昨日働きましたか Jin-kun?
いえ、働きませんでした。
Very good, right? Because it's about 昨日 yesterday, so you have to use past tense. いいえ、昨日働きませんでした. 働きませんでした. Right? Number 12. あさっては何曜日ですか Yes.
多分
Number 13.
あさっては
Number 12. Yeah, あさって.
あさって
あさって.
金曜日です。
あさっては金曜日です。Thank you. あさっては金曜日です。Number 13. 日曜日働きますか Yes, Sri. 日曜日働きますか
はい、そうです。
Oh, so easy. Okay. はい、そうです。Can also. はい、そうです。Number 14. あなたは昨日働きましたか昨日働きましたか
はい、休みました。
はい、休みました。OK? はい、休みました。Yep, then we move on to 15. I think it's no problem. The answer is okay. Number 15. 日本語の勉強は何時からですか
日本語の勉強は午後7時 からです。
Okay, very good. 日本語の勉強は午後7時からです。Right, so she mentioned 午後 right, the PM. 午後7時からです。Okay, now we go on to the open comprehension. Open comprehension, the basic one. Right? So we look at our textbook. This is lesson 5, I think. The passage on lesson 5, the one about the animal one. Lesson 5. Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this question. It's so funny. Asking us how is the giraffe.
Wait, got ask you how the giraffe.
Do this guy, not how
You
He's
use-
asking what he think about the
Yeah.
the giraffe.
Do
What
can
he
be-
think about the
Don't have two meaning lah. One is the what you just said, like how is the giraffe. One is what do you think of the giraffe.
How is the giraffe?
So I believe you put the sentence through the translation app, is it?
No, I was like looking at it, not like do. Do is how what?
Exactly, it's like how do you think of the giraffe? Yeah. Okay? Okay, number 1. We have this grammar called ni yoru to. Okay, it's higher level grammar, but just ignore it.
This one very complicated.
It just basically means according to. Right, it just means according to. So according to Tanaka-san, Kirin wa dou desu ka? Yes, Nobel?
キリンは首が長い。
Okay, I think your pronunciation,
Very tired.
I no idea what it is.
This answer.
Okay, cool. Her answer is correct, but the intonation a bit off.
Let me try again.
Okay.
キリンは首が長いです。
Okay, Nagai is much better, but Kubi, we read it as Kubi. Kubi,
首
right? Kubi ga nagai desu. Okay, so the answer is just from the second line, right? Kirin wa kubi ga nagai desu. Right, so giraffe is long neck. Okay, number 2. Tanaka-san wa donna doubutsu ga suki desu ka? Yes, sir.
彼は犬がいやが大好きです。
Okay, I only asked about what animal he liked. Then you tell me he liked this a lot.
Yeah.
Technically, you don't need to put a die lah, okay? Okay, so the answer should be
But he like dog a lot what?
yeah lah. Okay, it's fine
He
also.
love dogs and
Can.
he love
Can also.
He like love.
Okay, so donna dobutsu. Donna means what kind, right? So donna dobutsu, what kind of animal ga suki desu ka? So we can see from the bottom, fourth one from the bottom. It's like suki desu tokuni. Then he says inu ga daisuki desu. Right? Daisuki. The word dai is a adverb. So it's an adverb. It just means 很喜欢 or like it just means like I love it a lot, right? So this dai is just a lot, right? So daisuki is just a lot. So love it a lot. So he loves dogs a lot, right? So we just copy from the fourth line from the bottom. Inu ga daisuki desu. Number 3. Rim-san wa donna doubutsu ga suki desu ka? You want to try?
リ
Cecilia, yeah.
ムさんは鳥が全然好きじゃありません。
The question, you listen again, huh? どんな動物が好きですか? So what kind of animal does he like? Then you tell me he dislike.
大きいブリン次。
No. What, you look at the passage. Which one? What does he like? Which sentence ends with ski? Right? Because the question asks ski desu ka, so you need to find the word that says ski for Lim-san. So L.
Oh, he likes birds. For me.
Okay, so your answer?
リムさんは鳥が好きです。
Very good. So Lim-san wa tori ga suki desu. Right? Tori ga suki desu. Okay, number 4. Tanaka-san no kirai na 動物は何ですか? And now then we ask about 嫌いな動物. So, yes. Yes, Kunza.
just ヘビが大嫌いです。
Okay,
ヘビ
so
が嫌いです。
ヘビが嫌いです. right? Hebi ga kirai desu. This is Tanaka-san, right? So if you were to say hebi to gokiburi, then it's wrong because gokiburi is only for Rim-san, right? So we just look at what Tanaka-san said. He just said the second last line, hebi ga dai kirai desu. So only he hates snakes only. He doesn't say he hates cockroach. So please don't add cockroach, huh? Please don't add gokiburi. Okay, then we move on to the next one. This is lesson 6 conversation. It is the one about he wake up, he study for the whole night, right? Oh sorry, 71 conversation. We have one more question first. So this is about the birthday one. Okay. So Tanaka-san no 誕生日はいつですか?
8月9日
ここは9日です。9日. Thank you. How do we know? Right? He says,本当ですか? Right? The third line. 本当ですか? じゃあ、私の誕生日と同じですね。So the word 同じ means same. So 誕生日と同じ means same with my birthday. Right? Same with my birthday. So this is how we know that it is the same as the 独立記念日 of Singapore, right? So 独立記念日, right? Previously we mentioned 独立 means independence, right? 独立 means independence. Then 記念日 means anniversary, right? So independence anniversary for Singapore, we don't call it Independence Day, but we call it National Day. So actually, the translation National Day does not accurately reflect in Japanese, right? Yeah. Singapore should follow India, which is they call it Independence Day rather than call it National Day. I wonder why is it National Day. Right. So we go on to the next page, to the next conversation. So this conversation is about him study for the whole night, right? So the first question. 木村さんは今朝何時に起きましたか? Right, Jin-kun?
5時半に起きました。
Okay, very good. How do we know? Because from the second line, right? So he asked, the question was in the first line. 今朝何時に起きましたか? Then he replies, 5時半に起きました. Right, so I woke up at 5:30 a.m. Right, number 2, 3. 田中さんはどうして昨日寝ませんでしたか? Yeah, 3. どうして means why. So why 昨日寝ませんでしたか?
英語の試験
英語の試験ですから right? We just copy from there. But however, if you think about it, right, the reason why he never sleep is because he studied the whole night, right? Over there it says 一晩中勉強しました. So the direct reason to why he didn't sleep for whole night is actually because he studied, right? Not because of the exam. It's more like he studied. But of course, why did he study? Because of the exam, right? So actually, our direct reason here that we should reply is 一晩中勉強しましたから. Right? からです. Right? 一晩中勉強しましたからです. Right? Because he studied for whole night. That's the direct reason to why he never sleep. Right? Because he was studying. Okay? Yeah. So 一晩中 just simply means the one whole night. 人 means one, 晩 means night, ju means throughout the night. So one whole night. Okay, number 3.
Sorry.
You want to sabo your friend? I haven't read the questions.
Oh, okay.
I was like, huh? What you want to say? 木村さんは今日何時から何時まで働きますか? So what time until what time he work? Yes.
いつも午前
Do we need to know いつも Itsumo is what? Usually, right?
Usually.
Usually. But we don't usually. We just want to know kyo. The keyword here is kyo. So kyo is today. So for today only. So for today, nanji kara nanji made. Yeah. So
No, is it 5 day? What time?
yeah. So usually what time does it start?
9時から
Yeah. So we just say 9時から午前9時から Then for today, what time does it end?
午後5時までです
No, that is itsumo, right? You look at the passage, it says itsumo. So usually it's 9 to 5. But then the next line it says demo, right? The next line kyo. Then kyo is today. So kyo wa zangyo desu kara. So today because of OT, because of overtime, 8時まで働きます。
So it should be 8 lah.
Yeah, so usually it's like itsumo, usually, right? 9 to 5. But today, because of overtime, 8時まで働きます。So your answer for today is 今日は午前9時から8時まで right? But it's not 8時まで, it's 午後8時まで right? It's from AM to PM. So 午前9時から午後8時までです。です or 働きます is fine. Okay? Any questions about the passage? No. Okay, so lesson 7 since got people never finish. Anybody never finish? Only 2 of them? 3. Okay lah, then we talk about it next week. Okay, lesson 7 we talk about it next week. So next week homework will be lesson 7 plus 8 plus 8 So I'll go through lesson 8 today So it'll be 2 homework next week. Okay, so next week will be lesson 7 and 8. But the good thing is, not good thing, I'll be seeing 31. Hey, wait a minute. So next lesson is next Wednesday, right? I think so. Not this weekend, right? This weekend was removed. Yeah, I removed it. So I will see you next Wednesday night. Yep, I will see you next Wednesday night, 7 to 10. So please have lesson 7 and 8 homework completed. Okay, then for today we talk about lesson 8. Lesson 8. Let's open your textbook to the vocabulary list.
How do you go through it?
Lesson 7 go through already. Last week. 8 haven't yet.
You went through
We went through the
I went through already.
Yeah.
Wow, I so fast. Thank you. Then I will do a recap of lesson 8 then. Okay? So lesson 8, we will talk about the grammar first. Wow, I totally forgot. We already talked about lesson 8. Oh, so fast. Okay, so for lesson 8, right, we continue to learn about verbs. So verbs, right, we can also use this particle called o. So why do we use this particle o? So when you recall, we have this directional verb, right? Ikimasu. Lesson 8, 8-1, 8-3. So we have this directional verb, we use e. Right? So in this case, we are not using directional verb anymore. We are using verbs that we have to interact with something. So for example, tabemasu. So tabemasu means eat. So what you eat, right? You need to specify an object. So over here, our o is somewhat like our we call it the direct object particle, right? That means like how are we interacting with the previous object. So direct object particle. So asa gohan. Asa gohan is our breakfast. So breakfast, what do you do to breakfast? Asa gohan o tabemasu. Right? So we use o to signify that the next verb is going to be something that I have to do actively. Note why I say the word actively, because later we will have verbs that to use it for passively, right? So now you just know actively means I have to exert a physical action to complete this task, right? So to eat, I have to exert a physical action. Just remember this words, Okay, so physical action. Then we go on to the next one. Number 2. 私は郵便局で切手を買います。So 郵便局で right? So there previously is like by means of. Are you okay? We are at page 8-4. Okay? So So de is just a particle. Previously we learned that it is like means of something, right? Means of bus, means of car. But now de has a new meaning. The meaning here will become place of action. That means the place of performing a certain action. Right? So over here, yubin kyoku de. So yubin kyoku is post office. So in English we say at, right? So at post office, kitte o kaimasu. So kitte is stamps. So stamps, buy. So buy stamps. Right? So I buy stamps at post office. Right? So place of action, place of happening, where the action is happening at, where the action is occurring. So for example, number 1, right? Heya de radio o kikimasu. So heya de, so at room, right? Of course it's in the room lah, but in this case think of it as like at the room I listen to music. Right? That means it's happening, the listening action is happening at the room. Right? So at. Okay, so since it's a location thing, the question will be doko de, right? Doko means where. We continue with number 3. Watashi wa mannen hitsu de tegami wo kakimasu. Mannen hitsu just simply means fountain pen. So let's replace the word with pen. This is too big of a word. I just replace the word with pen, right? Easier to explain. So pen de, right? Previously we say place of action. Is pen a place? No, right? It's an object. So right now we go back to an object. So you recall the first meaning of de that we learned before, right? So it means by means of, or by method of, or by something. So in this case, the verb here, tegami o kakimasu, right? Kakimasu is write. So write letter. So write letter using, or write letter by pen. Right? So now this de is no longer a place of action. It is telling us what tool we use to complete an action. Right? What is the tool that we use to complete the action? So tool, or by means of pen, letter, I write. So by means of letter, I write. Right? So I will talk about the sentence structure again after I teach lesson 9 today. I will recap the sentence structure. Then you have a clearer picture of what comes first, which verb, which particle will come earlier. Right? We will talk about sentence structure at the end of this class. Right, we move on to, wow, so short this one. Okay, then we can talk about lesson 9 already. Wow, then I did the homework a lot leh. Lesson 7, lesson 8. Then I cover lesson 9 today and lesson 9 homework as well. You finish already, then you can smart laugh at them lah. But anyways, yeah lah, next week I will still go through lesson 7 and lesson 8 homework. Lesson 9 we will just hold on for a while. Lesson 9 I think can talk about it on the following week. Yeah, lesson 9 we can talk about it on the following week. Right? So that means lesson 9, the following week the homework will be lesson 9 then. That means after Chinese New Year. No, sorry, before Chinese New Year. 7, 8. 7 and 8.
Yeah, this coming week. Is it this coming?
So today's homework will be 8 lor. So today's homework will be 8. Okay? If you finish 7 then good. Today's homework will be 8. Then if you haven't finished 7 and 8, then the homework will be 7 and 8.
7, 8, 9.
Okay, do we need a break before we start lesson 9? All good. Okay, let's start with lesson 9. Repeat after me. Okurimono. Okurimono. Presento. 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 Right? Presento. Right? Not present, present. Yeah. Presento. Origami. Origami. Shinyu. Shinyu. Agemasu. Agemasu. Kashimasu. Kashimasu. Karimasu. Karimasu. Oshiemasu. Oshiemasu. Kakemasu. Kakemasu. Denwa o kakemasu. Denwa o kakimasu. Thank you. So all the verbs here you realize it has a meaning of like for example from the first one, right, I give to, right, give to, lend to, borrow from, teach to, except hang, we talk about hang later again. Then, wa o kakemasu, make a phone call to. Right? There's this particle, like in English we need to add a to or add a from behind all these words. So this is actually what we call giving and receiving. So we will talk about this today. Alright, let's continue. Kudasaimasu. Kudasaimasu. Kuremasu. Kuremasu. Moraimasu. Moraimasu. Itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. Right, same for this 4 also, give to, receive from. Alright, so there is still a to and from. So there's a direction of receiving or giving. Then we have 2 particles here, ni. Ni. Right, so ni has 2 meaning here. It can be the recipient particle, it can be the source particle. Previously we learned ni as the time particle. So now we have a new meaning, 2 new meanings for ni. Okay, we'll look at this today. Okay, so let's look at the first part of lesson 9. So, 私は母に花をあげます。Right? 私は So this sentence is about me, right? 私は母に花をあげます。Okay, for now we cover the word 母に。Right? Imagine it doesn't exist. So you read the sentence again. 私は花をあげます。That means I give flower. Right? So give flower to whom? Then we know already. 母に。So that means 母に will be give to. That means me to mother, flower, I give. Right? So 私は母に花をあげます。Right? So this is how we phrase it. Say that I give flower to mother. So the particle ni over here is just simply the recipient particle. That means who is the one receiving. Right? Receive to. Right? Give to mother. Right? Before we go on to the next part, I just want to... This giving and receiving is a little bit complicated. Because you can see in the vocabulary list, they say, kudasaimasu is my superior gift to me. Kuremasu is my inferior gift to me. Then we look at the agemasu at the top, very top, right? It says give. So what is the difference between give? There's a 3 give over here. Alright, so let me just explain them. Okay, first and foremost, let's say there's 2 persons. The first person is haha. The second person is watashi. Alright, so watashi is me, haha is my mother. So when I give to mother, right, let's call this number 1. When I give to mother, so watashi wa haha ni, then I give the item, right, something o agemasu. Right, so this is number 1. Watashi wa haha ni something o agemasu. Right, I give to mother. So this is how number 1 looks like. From me to mother. Then of course, when mother gives to me, right, we call it number 2. So number 2, haha wa watashi ni something o kuremasu. Right, in this case, we don't use agemasu anymore. We use kuremasu. Okay, I will explain in a while. You just copy first. Or you want to take picture also can. Okay, so this kuremasu and agemasu, the difference is that kuremasu is you must be the recipient. You are the one receiving, so we use kuremasu. Right? So haha wa watashi ni kuremasu. I give to mother. So I am the special one because it's about me. I want to respect my mother's gift, so I use a different word from agemasu. Because agemasu has no inclination of like respect. It's just like I give her, she give her, right? But if you want to say like intentionally you want to give people an impression that oh your mother give you, right? You are the recipient. You want to sound like you want to specify that you are the recipient, we use a different word give. In this case, a different word give is kuremasu. Okay, so just remember, kuremasu is always myself as recipient. Agemasu is anybody can be recipient, right? But kuremasu only for me if I am the recipient.
How come the note say my inferior give me?
Okay, the one, wait that one I will explain it again. I finished everything, then we talk about the honorific level. But for now, agemasu is anybody can give to anybody. Kuremasu is anybody can give to only you, or give to you only. You are the recipient. You as the subject in the sentence, right? Watashi wa, sorry, not watashi wa, as in you as the recipient, right? Watashi ni, to me, right? To me. So as long as to you, you are the recipient, we use kuremasu. Okay, we'll talk about the kudasaimasu and the itadakimasu in a while. First, I need to understand this first. Then, let's talk about moraimasu. Moraimasu, if you look over here, it means receive, get. Right? If you look at the vocabulary list, it means receive or get. So in this case, watashi wa haha ni something o moraimasu. Right? So in this case, watashi wa haha ni moraimasu. So which means it is actually over here. The one below. The arrow below. Right? So haha wa watashi wa haha ni moraimasu. Then you look at the difference between number 2 and number 3. Right? Number 2 is kuremasu, number 3 is moraimasu. But the subject particle is entirely different. Right? The subject particle for number 2 is mother. Number 3 is me. But it makes sense because if you erase, you pretend like the haha ni never exists. Right? You just don't see that. You read the sentence again. Watashi wa star o moraimasu. That means I receive star. Makes sense. So who is the one giving? Haha ni. Right? So mother becomes the one giving the star. Right? So in this case, this ni, you can also say, use the particle kara. From, receive from. So you can change the particle ni to kara. But this is only when you are receiving. Then we can change the particle from ni to kara. So you can use either or. Either ni or kara. So far so good?
Yes.
Then the last one. Haha wa watashi ni star o moraimasu. So now I cover the center part. I don't see the watashi ni. Don't see the watashi ni. You read the whole sentence without watashi ni. Haha wa star o moraimasu. So haha wa moraimasu. That means mother receive. Mother receive. I just cover the middle part. Haha wa moraimasu. So mother receive. So mother receive from who? Watashi ni. That means I am the person who is giving to my mother. So same thing, we can, if you don't want to use the word ni, you can change it to kara. Right? We can use either or over here. Ni or kara. So watashi wa, haha wa watashi kara moraimasu. So mother receive from me. Okay, so in this case, in the picture here, number 4 will be up there. Number 4 will be on the one on top. That means my mother is the recipient. Okay, then now we talk about the honorific version. Right, just now we learned this kudasaimasu. So kudasaimasu, superior give me. So basically, superior give me, right? So basically we use it at number 2. So number 2, instead of saying kuremasu, we can also substitute this with kudasaimasu. Kudasaimasu. So instead of using kuremasu, we can substitute the word kuremasu with kudasaimasu. So kudasaimasu simply means like you receive from higher up. That means someone who from higher status level give you something. Then you use kudasaimasu. Right? So kudasaimasu is just a substitute for kuremasu. It's just a substitute for kuremasu. If you are receiving from someone who is like Lee Hsien Loong or someone who is very important, right? Lawrence Wong, Obama, Trump, someone who is important, then you say kudasaimasu. If it's normal person, like I give you, I mean I'm Sensei lah, but if you don't respect me, you can use kuremasu. But kuremasu is also polite, right? So still okay. But kudasaimasu is really when the person is very high status, give to you something, and you want to be like show off, then you can say kudasaimasu. Then the last one, itadakimasu. Right? Itadakimasu means I humbly receive, right? So which means like it's something that you receive from higher up. So in this case, you receive from higher up, so we change moraimasu to itadakimasu. Right? We just change moraimasu to itadakimasu. So basically, itadakimasu is just another version for moraimasu. Right? However, this itadakimasu usually is when you want to say I receive something from someone. So it concerns you as the person, the party, right? It concerns you as the person who is receiving. So usually we use it when we are the one receiving. Right? So this is the higher up thing. So moraimasu can be substituted with itadakimasu. Kuremasu can be substituted with kudasaimasu. Yeah. Then of course we even have one more to say that we give something. Okay, so give have one more, but that one is for even lower. You are the higher up. You don't treat. Okay, we say 看不起 Chinese lah. You see the person no up. Okay, you don't treat the person below you with respect. So you use this way to say I give to the person below. So person below can be like your dog. Right? You don't need to respect your dog lah. So we can be like yarimasu. Yarimasu is just a casual version, or rather it's a more rude version of agemasu. So this is lower version, so it's called yarimasu. But I don't think we have chance to use it lah, unless you want to like really, unless you are like the prime minister, then you don't really respect the people below you, then you use yarimasu. So you can be like 私はお金をやりました。お金をやります means I give money. But then the word やります is not good lah. It just simply means like you look down on the people below you and then you just give them something. You give money to the people whom you look down. You give something to the people whom you look down. So usually we only use yarimasu with pets, with children. Yeah. With to pets, to children only. Alright, so that is yarimasu. This is optional, just FYI. Okay, so any questions with the giving and receiving? Okay, so the key here for you to understand the sentence is just cover the middle part. Don't see the middle part. Just read the subject and the verb. Then you know who is the one receiving already. Then the person in the middle must be the one giving or receiving lah. Okay, so just cover the middle part. You can guess who is the one giving, who is the one receiving. Okay, then we will resume. So over here, the advanced grammar part is basically what I just explained. Right, advanced grammar is what I've explained above. So A wa B ni agemasu. So basically, agemasu is to give. But however, when it is me, that means concern you as the recipient, you are the one receiving, we use kuremasu. But however, if the person who is giving you something is higher up, then we change kuremasu to kudasaimasu. Yeah. Okay. So for example, sentence number 7, Sensei wa watashi ni jisho o kudasaimashita. Right, so if I cover the middle part, right, watashi ni jisho, cover that part, it just simply says Sensei wa kudasaimashita. So Sensei wa kudasaimashita, Sensei give. Right, Sensei give. So give to who? Must be the middle one lah. So watashi ni. Right, watashi ni give to me. Right, give to me. So give to me, jisho. Jisho means dictionary. Imoto wa watashi ni kaban o kuremashita. So you see, imoto is just your sister, right? Don't need to say what respect. The sister is not higher up. So we don't need to use kudasaimasu. Instead, we just use kuremashita. And the condition for using kuremashita is you must be the recipient, right? So watashi ni, so to me. So I am the recipient. So to me, receive. Or to me, give. Give to me lah. So I'm the recipient. Hope I'm not confusing you. Okay, so new question word. Of course, when we give something, of course we ask like give to who or who is the giver, right? So of course, who will be dare. So dare ni kono hon o agemasu ka? So to who this book you give, right? So literally the sentence, the translation here is to who this book you give. So A1 says ototo ni agemasu. So to brother I give. To brother I give. Number A2, dare ni mo agemasen. Right? Dare ni mo. Remember our ni mo? Mo means also, right? So to whom also don't give. That means who also never give lah. Never give anyone. Right? To who also don't give. Number 10. Kino dare ni denwa o kakemashita ka? So remember just now I said denwa o kakemasu means call to, right? Call someone lah. Call to someone. Make a phone call to someone. So of course this is call to. We will just substitute it with agemasu. Right? Agemasu is give to. So both is the same kind of direction. I give to, I call to. Right? So kino dare ni denwa o kakemashita ka? So to whom did you call yesterday? A1 says shinyu ni kakemashita. Shinyu ni kakemashita. So to best friend kakemashita. To best friend I called. A2 says dare ni mo kakemasen deshita. So dare ni mo kakemasen deshita. So to whom also never call. To whom also never call. Okay, move on to number 11. Doko ni nimotsu o okurimasu ka? So to where, right? We can also use it for location, right? To where do you send your nimotsu? Nimotsu is parcel. So to where do you send your parcel? Right? Remember okurimasu means send. So send to. Same, right? It's still a to. So send to. So send to where, right? So send to doko ni nimotsu o okurimasu ka? Then A1 says uchi ni, right? Uchi ni okurimasu. So to home okurimasu, right? To home okurimasu. So to home I send. To home I send. Or I send to my home. I send to home. A2, doko ni mo okurimasen. Right? Doko ni mo. Where also never send. Right? Ni mo is just also, right? So doko ni mo. Where also okurimasen. Never send. So where also never send. That means I never send anywhere. So far so good. Any questions so far? No question. Let's look at number 2. Watashi wa chichi ni presento o moraimashita. So watashi wa chichi ni, right? So chichi ni is from father. So how do we know it's from father? Because of the word behind. Moraimashita. So moraimashita, the ni particle simply is the source particle. Right? So it becomes the source. So how to remember it is just cover the center part. Don't see the center part. So just read. Watashi wa moraimashita. Watashi wa moraimashita means I received. So I received. So the center part must be the person who give. Right? Very straightforward. So watashi wa chichi ni presento o moraimashita. So I received present from father. Right? So the big chunk of this passage below is just trying to tell you that besides moraimasu or karimasu is to borrow from. Naraimasu is learn from. Right? So we have karimasu, we have naraimasu. All these are required from, like learn from, borrow from, receive from. We have a direction of receiving something. Right? Learn from someone, borrow from someone. So these are all very similar verbs. So this ni particle, if you look at the very last line of this very long paragraph, when the source is a person, right? When the source is a person. So condition here is that if the source is a person, it must be a person. We can change ni to kara. Right? Only if it is a person. Right? So can you imagine Malaysia kara moraimashita? You receive from Malaysia. Huh? Very weird, right? But however, Malaysia ni moraimashita. That means I receive from at Malaysia, that kind of thing. Right? So ni is still used when we are trying to say non-person source. Right? So this kara only for person. Okay, huh? So examples. 1. 私は友達にカバンをもらいました。So 友達に right, it sounds like to friend, but however, if we cover away this friend, 私はもらいました so I received. So this ni must be from. So I received from friend. So 友達に so from friend カバンをもらいました receive from friend received back. From friend received back.
Just now you were saying kara is can change ni into kara when it's receiving from a person.
Yes, correct.
But then how come the paragraph say, however, when the source is a kind of place, we always use kara?
Okay, so kara we use it for location, right?
From when to when?
Okay. Okay, I think I made a confusion just now. I said something wrong just now. So I said that we only change ni to kara when it's a person, right? So in this case, kara we don't really use ni because we will learn ni as a position particle very shortly. We will learn it as a position particle. So when we say a place ni, it simply means a position in that place. So in this case, we don't use ni when we're talking about location, received from a location. Right? We don't say Malaysia ni moraimasu. So instead of ni, we use kara. Right? So Malaysia kara moraimashita. So receive from Malaysia. Buy from Malaysia.
I mean, if it's a place or location, we use kara from the place.
Yeah. Then for person, we have a choice of ni
Ni or
and
kara.
kara. But kara is always more natural lah. Easier for the listener also. Can? Thank you. Number 2. 私は友達に日本語を習います。So 習います means learn. So learn from. So in this case, you can use it here as a もらいます。So 私は友達に So 友達に simply means from friend. Right? From friend 日本語を習います。So I learn Japanese from friend.
日本語はなります。
Sorry?
日本語はなります。
日本語は習います。So Japanese is the subject here. 習います is learn. So I learn Japanese. Right? Learn Japanese. But you never specify who lah. You just say learn Japanese. So you never specify the person. You never specify like who is the one teaching. You just say like learn Japanese.
So in this sentence, 私は友達に日本語を習います。
Okay, so you want to say, what do you want to say?
日本語は習います can be used in this sentence.
No. 日本語は習います simply means learn Japanese. Who is your subject? There's no subject here.
Okay.
Right? So we will still continue to say 日本語を習います. Alright, so I interact with the language by learning it. Right?
So if I use just this sentence, 日本語は習います
It just means that Japanese as a subject, right? That means the main character in the sentence, Japanese learn.
I'm learning Japanese.
No, Japanese learns. That means the Japanese is a person. Japanese learns. The learn what? The Japanese learn what? Or who learn Japanese?
Okay.
Alright? So there is no subject here. Rather, the subject is Japanese language. Okay, so in this case, we always say 日本語を習います. Of course, we have learned ga before, right? So 日本語が習います. So I learn Japanese as an object. Right? The object here is Japanese. So 私は日本語が習います. So I learn Japanese. But of course, ga is not the best. It's not the best particle to use here, because I will explain later. Because 習います is an active action, right? So we try to use o. Ga is for passive actions. I will explain passive actions in lesson 10, right? So for now, 日本語を習います. Right? 日本語を習います. Okay. Next, we have number 3. タンさんはお父さんにお金を借りました. So 借りました simply means borrow, right? So borrow from. Borrow from. So borrow from who? お父さん, right? Because in this case, it's もらいます, right? 借りました means borrow from. So we must have a source. So in this case, our source is お父さん. Right? So instead of saying お父さんに, we can actually say お父さんから. So same thing. So タンさんはお父さんからお金を karimashita. So borrow money from father. Number 4. 彼は昨日学校から手紙をもらいました。So this is a location, right? 学校 means school. So it's a location, so we use から instead of に。Right? If we say 学校に, that means in the school, right? In the school, letter or receive. Receive letter in the school, which sounds very weird, right? So in this case, 学校から。学校から。Okay, so this advanced grammar simply says that moraimasu can be substituted with itadakimasu, especially when you receive something from a higher up, right? We use itadakimasu. Okay, so example 5, number 5. 私は子供に折り紙をもらいました。So 私は子供に折り紙をもらいました。So 子供に that means from a child, right? From a child you receive origami. So from a child you receive origami. Child what? Respect what? Only respect you are the one higher status, right? So we use もらいました。妹は先生に日本語の辞書をいただきました。So in this case, receive from who? Receive from sensei ni. Sensei kara. So from teacher. Teacher is the one with the higher status. So you can say that your sister humbly received Japanese dictionary from teacher. Alright, so in this case, we substitute the word もらいました with いただきました。
Itadakimasu is sometimes when we eat, when we start to eat also itadakimasu.
Yeah, you start to eat, you say いただきます as well. But then remember your food received from who? The chef. The chef is higher status, right? You respect the chef. So that's why we say いただきます。
So we say when we receive the food lah.
So when you say いただきます means I humbly receive the food, right? So basically,
my younger sister cook for me.
you can also say, just say that thank you for the food lah. It's like how the Christian says thank you for the food.
So this one
Right.
like no, never refer to any restaurant.
No. Because we don't have subject, we are just saying who receive. We never say who receive, we never say receive from who, we just say いただきます. I humbly receive, right? Humbly receive only. That means I will dig in. So later on in your journey in learning Japanese, you will learn that there's a lot of this giving and receiving in Japanese. For example, like do for me, right? Sell for me, that kind of thing, right? So in this case, like you are begging someone to do something for you, so you are receiving a favor from someone. So this itadakimasu and kudasaimasu will come around a lot, right? Especially when you're the one begging someone to do something for you, or you're the one receiving a favor from someone. So this is how it's used very often. So this giving and receiving culture in the language and the culture itself is a lot like in Japan. It's very prevalent in Japan. So we need to learn the directions properly, so you don't say the wrong thing. Alright? The direction of the giving and receiving action. Okay, so of course the question word is going to be from who, right? So 誰にこの本をもらいましたか? So from whom, of course we can also substitute from who to become from where, right? So どこからこの本をもらいましたか? So from where you receive this book, right? So we can also ask どこ or we can also use 誰に. Okay, if it's not anybody, then look at 7A2. A2, 誰にももらいませんでした. So 誰にも, from whom also never receive. So from never receive from who lah. Who also never receive from. That means I never get from anyone lah. Can Then we skip the sentence structure. That one we'll talk about it in a while. Okay, then we have our conversation, lesson 9. Before that, we will take a short break. Right, we'll take a short break. Then we talk about the conversation. Then we talk about the sentence structure. Then we can call it a day, I think. Today we can end earlier. Then you can start your homework earlier. Or I can hold you back until 10, you start doing your homework now. See how lah. Or I can start lesson 10 also, if you still have the mental capacity to listen to me. Lesson 10. Up to you guys. Okay. Any travel plans for the long, not long, like rather a lot of public holidays are coming. No travel plans. Chinese New Year all will stay in Singapore.
You're going to KL.
You going to riding
I
up
went to buy
all the
No,
best.
not riding up.
Oh,
Tampines one ah.
by train. Good choice, good choice. I haven't tried yet.
I
want to try one day.
I brought this dress.
Oh, he rides.
You also right?
I also ride, yeah. But I never go to KL before.
I went there and tried.
You will do the, what do you call those, station, right?
Station?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Sorry.
Motojunkan.
Obstacle, yeah.
It's a
He
short
will do the
course.
obstacle course. He will do obstacle course. So you're interested in contact now?
Is it?
No. The furthest I went is Malacca.
We started from Malacca, then we go KL.
Oh, you start?
As in, I mean, the first trip was shorter.
Oh, to Malacca then?
The
Oh.
next one, then we go up to KL.
Oh.
Planning to go
Yeah,
up
I
further.
very tired.
I want, but my mother say will be only if I ride up. You say the furthest we go is probably Kulai, that's all.
Kulai.
Yeah,
Kulai is like actually
the premium outlet there only.
50.
She probably me go all the way up to Malacca or KL.
It's like one day trip only.
Yeah. Wow, one day trip you go to KL.
I mean, you can go out one day, come back again. Within
Jialat.
one day, you can go out.
Tiring, man. 6 hours. 6-7 hours. Wow, but it's
You try
nice.
to go?
Huh?
You try
What's
riding
that?
up to KL.
Yeah, we go out to KL.
Oh, but shoot. Got result already what?
I think now people selling very expensive because
My
it's
wife also.
sold out
There's
also.
a
lah.
very comfortable ride.
Sanrio.
Sorry, never.
Huh? What bike ride?
So I
That's also.
Oh,
Probably
and
so
then you
already.
have to have
Access.
the pre-release
The
dips.
lead, not the good
Got
choice.
first
to ride,
dips.
No,
More
no, I lazy.
boring, but,
People, the store haven't opened because the HQ store is
That's not the really
express.
comfortable
That's
ride.
open.
Walao.
So 7:30 got people
Where you
queuing
ride up to
there.
KL?
Walao.
I came there just like,
Um,
okay, I also have to keep
Different
quiet.
ride.
Different bike.
Yeah,
Very
different.
okay lah.
Just a
Not
touring
bad, not
ride.
bad.
Because we bought the-
drink bike.
Nowadays all these kind of blind
Really
box
the
very
future.
popular. Are very hard to liquidate.
Later this
How to
year,
liquidate?
getting my class too.
Huh?
Very hard to liquidate.
After that,
Like very hard to
also
sell.
don't sell.
Very hard to
It's
sell.
like,
Like
the value is now.
correct,
Because now
correct,
it's sold out, now got value.
correct. You see all
Now
the
because
Hello
Chinese
Kitty.
New Year mah, but
Yeah.
if never sell, that means nobody want.
Nobody want already.
Well, I mean last time the Hello Kitty people queue so long, but now also no value
No
already.
value already.
People buy now sell also so cheap. Yeah, the value drop very fast one. That's why better to buy stocks. At least the value can go up and go down. Easier to liquidate also. Yeah. I personally invest in Pokemon but I think Pokemon very hard to sell.
Pokemon, you mean
Very hard to
TCG?
very hard to sell.
Then you never go and like, is the card or what?
The box, the seal items. Yeah, I collect seal items. My whole house like some warehouse now.
But still, never open then how you know whether got value or not?
Because it's seal that's why got value
That's the exciting part of it.
Yeah. I like the box art. So I will collect the seal items. Then I'll put it I'll put it in acrylic case and I put it in my house. Yeah lah. Nowadays everybody collect different things lah. Last time people collect stamps, collect old notes. Nowadays people don't collect those already. But yeah, recently on my trip, I went to Kota Kinabalu also. Then I saw banana money. I saw the Japanese, Japanese money. So I saw banana money at the morning market. Wow, I put it here. Huh? No lah, only buy like 15 ringgit only. 15 ringgit only.
15 ringgit.
Like that lor. You can take a look.
And the World War II money, is it?
Yeah, the World 2 money. No value one lah.
You can go Japan.
Cannot lah. This one just keep for fun only.
$10 only.
Just keep for fun. No, I saw.
If yen also don't know how.
I saw and then I thought it was like quite pristine condition, so I just buy. Still quite pristine. Like interesting lah. This is our grandfather money. So I just buy and keep one here for luck lah. Put inside my case. Yeah. Kota Kinabalu. A lot of Korean and Chinese there. The signboard is Korean, Chinese, English. Not Malay. Because they know the local people cannot afford the shopping center. So they just put Chinese and Korean. Yep. Yeah, I'll be going to Tokyo next week. Next weekend. Just for 4 days only. No. Remote working. But I go there because I want to eat. Like,
For one nice food.
You offered this
Yeah
box
lor.
of booster pack.
that one is mine.
I recommend for us.
Hmm?
Any nice food.
We can talk about it after class. I can show you. Those who need to go back can go back. Those who want to see my Google Map, the pin collection, the location pin, you can stay back and see. Yeah, lor. So I miss the food a lot. I haven't been to Tokyo for the past 6 months, so I want to go back there for food and tax-free. They are changing the tax-free system at the end of the year.
End of the year.
Correct.
So right now they
So
still
will become like
give you-
Korea. Yeah.
They still give you tax free on the shop.
On the stock, yeah, at the transaction. Yeah.
Not
But-
in the airport.
In the future, it will become like Korea. So actually, I went to Barcelona last year. The tax-free was at the airport. But however, you can only do it once only. So I did a domestic flight. So I flew from domestic to Sevilla. So Sevilla is like South Spain. So before the domestic flight, I claimed my purchase that I bought on the trip. Then from Sevilla, I flew back to Barcelona. I bought more things. Then on exit, right, on the second time exit, right, they don't let me do auto claim anymore. I have to go and queue the long queue. And then I have to bring my goods to go and verify. Then I check in my goods with the airlines already. How I bring out, let's show them. So yeah lor, if you all happen to go to Europe, make sure you all don't claim once. Make sure you only claim one time when you exit the country. Don't claim so many times.
Also domestic flight, but you are within still the Spain.
Yeah, you're still in Spain lor, yeah lor. So don't claim like whenever you're at the airport. Just claim like when you're departing, then you claim one time. Yeah, same as Korea also. Korea just keep all the receipt with the barcode at the bottom for tax refund. Yeah, leceh lah, but actually Singapore also like that. You have to bring the receipt to the airport and then you have to go to the ICA counter and get cash back. Yeah, very leceh this kind. Japan one is the most convenient so far. Meanwhile Malaysia don't even have tax free. Malaysia what tax free? Right. Okay, lesson 9, conversation. Let's talk about this, then we can end the day with the sentence structure. Okay, listen to me. So between two person, Rim-san and Kimura-san, wife. Right, so L says, Gomen kudasai. So gomen kudasai is like a combination of gomenasai plus kudasai. Right, gomenasai means apology, right? Sorry. Kudasai is like please. So it's like sorry please. So sorry please, yeah, you can think of it as excuse me, right? Somewhat like a excuse me. Oh, sorry please, right? So excuse me. Then K says, Rim-san, irashai. So irashai is just short form for irashaimase. Right? Irashaimase, we hear it all the time when we go to restaurant. Right? Our Shoshiro stuff, yeah, welcome. So Rim-san, irashai. So welcome Rim-san. Dozo haite kudasai. So this haite is what we call a te form. Right? So te form, we will learn it in E2. Not now. But for now, just think of it as haite kudasai means please enter. Right? Haite comes from the word hairimasu. Right? We learned about hairimasu before, right? Hairimasu means to enter. Hairimasu. Right? Hairimasu means to enter. Hairimas. Hairimasu means to enter. So the te form for hairimasu is haite. We will learn this in E2, not now. But anyway, just as a whole, just think of it as haite kudasai means enter please. So dozo means please. So please enter please. Double polite. Yeah. Okay, then L replies, Ojama shimasu. So ojama shimasu, right? Think of it as like benkyou shimasu, right? We have a shimasu at the back. So this shimasu just simply means it's a verb, right? A verb, then what's the front? The front ojama. Ojama simply means to intrude, to disturb, right? That is called ojama. So ojama plus shimasu becomes sorry to disturb, sorry to obstruct, sorry to annoy or intrude. So it changes the word intrude from a noun, it makes it into a verb. So sorry to be intruding, sorry to be disturbing, sorry to be, yeah, so basically it has a meaning of like you are doing hindrance to someone, you're annoying someone, right? So it's like ojama shimasu, so it's like telling the person, sorry I'll be disturbing you, sorry I'll be intruding. So you say that usually before you enter someone's house, Because you're so dirty, you enter someone's house, the person clean the house so hard, and then you dirty the place, right? So we will just say ojamashimasu. Alright, sorry to intrude. Sorry to disturb. Kimura-san no heya wa suteki desu ne. So suteki means amazing, fabulous, wonderful, right? It just means like wonderful, like wow, that kind. Got wow factor, that kind of wow. Right? Suteki desu ne. So Kimura-san no heya. So heya means room. So room belonging to Kimura-san. So room of Kimura-san. Right? So room of Kimura-san is suteki desu. Right? Wow, wonderful desu. Then next sentence, kono toke. Kono toke, this clock or this watch, this clock. I desu ne. So we learned I before, right? Good. So good desu ne. Good le. Right? Good le. Right? Ne is just like wow, ne, le. Right? Good le. K replies, それは主人が去年イギリスで買いました。So それは that is 主人が so 主人 is husband. So husband が so you can see the wa and ga, right? So それは so それ is referring to the 時計. So 時計は so the whole subject will be the 時計, right? So 時計は主人が so the object here or rather the secondary subject is husband. So what about the husband? Husband 去年 means last year. So last year イギリスで So remember, イギリス is a place. So our particle there simply means place of happening. Place of action, place of happening, place of occurrence. Right? That means like where we did this action. So what is the action here? 買いました. So buy at イギリス. イギリス is England. So buy at England. So the whole translation becomes, oh, that my husband bought at England last year. Next, we have Hjls replies, so desu ka. Right, so desu ka just simply means, oh I see. Right, oh I see. So desu ka. Wow. Right, this one is just like, wow, like, it's like wow in English, huh? Kono kuma no nui gurumi. So nui gurumi simply means doll. It's a very long word for doll, but it just means doll. Nuigurumi. So kuma no nuigurumi, that means doll of a bear. That means like a doll, a bear doll. Okay, it means a soft toy, bear soft toy. Right, この熊のぬいぐるみかわいいですね. Kawaii we all know, means cute. K replies, それは母が去年誕生日にくれました. So 誕生日に this ni particle, remember we actually learned one of it in the 9月に right? 9月に means in lesson 7 we learned 9月に means in September, right? So 誕生日に means during birthday, right? During September, during birthday. So same meaning here. So 去年誕生日に so last year during birthday, so last year during birthday くれました. So くれました, right? Give. So it's very obvious who is the recipient because くれます has only one recipient, which is me. So who is the one giving? 母. So 母が私にくれました. But in this case, we never say 私に, right? Because the くれました already tells people that I'm the one receiving. So you can skip the 私に. Right? くれます is already like to me. So don't need to say like 私に anymore. It's very obvious who is the recipient when we use this verb くれます. Next, L replies, その町の絵は So 町の絵 means photo. So photo of 町. 町 means city. So photo of city. So その町の絵は So in this case you can guess lah. You never finish the sentence, right? He just stopped there. So basically the question is probably going to be similar to like who you get it from, where you get it from. So that's why they skip the remaining part of the question. Because the other party probably knows what you're going to ask. So この町の絵は綺麗な景色ですね. So 景色 means means in Chinese we say 风景, which means the scenery, the sights. Like wow, very nice sight, very nice scenery. Right? Keishiki means sight, means scenery. Right? We can look at the translation. Keishiki. Right? Keishiki. Sorry, it's keshiki. Yeah, scenery, scene, landscape. Yeah, so basically the entire picture in front of you. Right? The entire view in front of you. View lah. Right? So note how it is not keishiki. It is not kei, it's ke. So not keishiki. There's no kei, it's ke. So keshiki. Right? Keshiki, not ke. There's no kei. So see, even the word here, there's no I after ke. So it's keshiki. Keshiki. So no I here. Please do not pronounce with an I. It's not keishiki. There's no E. Keshiki. Keshiki. So 綺麗な景色ですね. Right? So please take note when JLPT they ask you, they give you the 景色, they ask you whether got I no I. So you need to know there's no I. Okay? K replies, それは先月. 先月 means? Anybody can guess? 先月. 月 month. Sen. Sen means last. Right? In Chinese we say 前. Right? So sen. 前月. 前个月. Right? So 先月 last month. Very close to the Chinese way of saying last month. Right? 前个月前. So 先. So 先月 last month. So それは先月友達にもらいました. So the word もらいました already tells us that this 友達に is the source. Right? So receive from friend. So we can replace the word に with から. So 友達からもらいました. So receive from friend. Okay, then L says, そろそろ失礼します. そろそろ失礼します means 失礼します. Right? We learned in lesson 1. 失礼 means to be rude. Right? 失礼 means to be rude. So that means you are going to be rude. But そろそろ simply means about time. Right? So そろそろ it is just simply means like about time. So you're just telling someone like, oh, when you say そろそろ means wow, about time. About time to go, about time to leave, right? About time to eat, about time to fly, that kind of thing. そろそろ. Right? It just means like eventually like time is coming. Like time's up, that kind of thing. Okay, so そろそろ失礼します. 失礼 means to be rude, right? So about time to be rude. To us, we hear it in English, it sounds very weird, right? Oh, it's about time I be rude. Then what do you mean you be rude? But in Japanese, you think of it as like warning. Like tell people, oh, I have to go. Like when you are leaving, when someone is having a good time showing you their house, is considered as a rude action. Right? So to Japanese, everything also considered rude lah. You come into the house is rude. You want to leave their house also rude. Then what? Don't come in, cannot. Don't go out also cannot. Then, right? So this is the thing about Japanese lah. They are always very aware. Yeah, they're always very polite. They're always aware. Like, oh, this might be a rude action. Yeah, a rude action to perform. Right? So like, oh, sorry, I need to leave. Yeah. Okay, so そろそろ失礼します. Then K says, そうですか. So そうですか just means, oh, is it? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. またどうぞ. Right? どうぞ means please. また means. Remember in lesson 1 we learned またね. また means see you again, right? また means again. So again, please いらっしゃってください. So いらっしゃってください. いらっしゃって is te form for the word いらっしゃいます. いらっしゃいます is related to いらっしゃいませ. So いらっしゃいませ was welcome. So いらっしゃいます means welcome. Right? To welcome. So again, please, welcome, please. So it's like, I welcome you again lah, basically. I look forward to welcoming you again. Right? どうぞまたどうぞいらっしゃってください. Please come again. Right? I look forward to welcome you again. Any questions for this passage? No questions. Okay, then we have 2 person try to read out this passage. Any who want to try? think last week the students never come on, maybe we can practice. How about maybe Cecilia and Nobel?
That'll be the L.
Okay.
ごめんください。
あ、リーさん。いらっしゃい。
いらっしゃい。
いらっしゃい。どうぞ。
入って
入ってください。
お邪魔します。木村さんの部屋は好き。
素敵。
素敵ですね。この時いいですね。
それは主人が去年をイギリスに買いました。
そうですか。そうですか。はこの熊のぬいぐるみ。
ぬい
ぬいぐるみ。かわいいですね。
あ、それは母が去年誕生日にくれました。
その街の絵はきれいな景色ですね。
それは先月友達にもらいました。
そろそろ失礼します。
そうですか。またどうぞいらっしゃ
いらっしゃって。
いらっしゃってください。
Okay, so I think there's a bit more difficult words over here. So some of them are harder to pronounce, especially we haven't been pronouncing double consonant words, right? Double consonant as in those with double S, double T. So to recall how to pronounce double S, for example, we actually had this example at the start, right? Kasai. Kasai means applause, right? So remember, the first S is pronounced with the first hiragana. So ka. Ka, instead of saying ka, we say kas. Right? Instead of saying ka, we say kas. Then the second part is sa, I, sai. Right? So kasai. Right? You can hear the pause in between the two S, right? Kasai. So same thing. In this case, irashaimase. Right? So we pronounce irashaimase. Right? Yeah, very good. We separate the S. We separate in between the S. So we took a pause. We take a pause in between the two S. Right? So repeat after me again. Irashai. Irashai. Haite. Haite. Right? You can hear, right? I didn't say hi. I said hi. 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 Haite. So haite. Okay, and then I think for heya it sounded a bit weird, so we say heya. Heya. Kono. Right? So I think that some these are intonation problems lah. So you can just listen to news, you can listen to YouTuber, they will probably correct. You can probably learn the correct intonation, pronunciation from them. But it's just the tone a bit off only. Okay? Other than that, I think pronunciation was okay. Igirisu. Remember, there's no R sound in Japanese. It's a L sound. So igirisu. Igirisu. Okay, so then okay. Nui gurumi. Nui gurumi. Right, we don't rush to read up the whole thing first. Break it apart. So this nui gurumi. So pronounce the nui first. Nui. Then the gurumi. So nui gurumi. Yeah? So don't rush to read the whole word. Break it up. If you read hiragana, there is no, like you see the homework, they got no spacing to tell you, oh, this one is like that. So you need to actually identify the word, where to pause. So usually we pause in between the double consonant as well as after the every particle. So for example, watashi wa ben desu. Right, watashi wa ben desu. Right, I do a pause after the wa. So we'll do a pause after particle usually. Right, so don't rush to read out the whole sentence. Take a pause after a particle. Right? So for example, in this case, I'll practice one line for you. So for example, それは母が去年誕生日にくれました。So you realize 去年 no particle, but I still pause there. Because there's supposed to be a particle, but because of usually there's no particle, so I will still take the chance to pause. Right? So それは母が去年誕生日にくれました。So I don't like bullet train and read everything. それは母が去年誕生日にくれました。I mean, I can read everything lah, but can you? So if you cannot read everything together, then you break it up, right? By the particle. So it's okay to take a short pause in between. Use the pause to process the next word. Okay? Any questions with the passage? No questions. Okay. So now we go all the way to the back. We see this one page basic structure, lesson 1 to 5. All the way at the back. This is the appendix. Wait, some more is it? Okay, so basic structure. So we have learned this in lesson 1, right? Our wa is basically our subject particle. It tells everybody what is the main character, main topic in this sentence, right? So in this case, the wa is there. Then to say something des, right, means is there something. Then it's not there something, de wa arimasen. Right? De wa arimasen. Very simple. We learned this in lesson 1. Then we learned in lesson 3, the e adjective, right? The adjective. So we learned that there's the e adjective. For negative, e adjective is changed e to kunai. Right? So e just drop and then we drop the I, we put in the kunai. So e drop, put kunai. So for example, atsui. So atsui, drop the e, become atsu. Atsu, add the kunai. Atsu kunai. Right? So this is how we say atsu kunai desu, the negative. Then the question here is do. Right? You can see the do below the box adjective. Right? So do simply means how, like how is something. Right? So do. That is the question way to ask for adjective. Okay, next we have e adjective. Now we put it in front of the noun. When we put it in front of the noun, nothing changed. Right? We still continue to say atsui tenki. Tenki is weather. So atsui tenki desu. Right? So hot weather desu. Right? So normal. We don't need to change anything. Atsui tenki desu. But if you want to say how is the weather, so in this case we have our noun. Right? So we say donna tenki desu ka. Right, donna tenki desu ka? What kind of weather is it? Right? So donna. So donna is our question word over here to ask what kind of weather. Right, so in this case we have our noun already. The noun here is weather. So we have a noun here. So when we have a noun, we use donna. So donna, noun. We don't have a noun, we just say do. Right? Do desu ka? Right, so for e adjective, the positive is just e, the negative is just kunai. Right? Then for the second one, you can see des and de wa arimasen. So why we can use des and de wa arimasen is because we have a noun. Right? Remember from lesson 1, the noun, right? Des and de wa arimasen, we just bring it down. Okay. Then of course we have another adjective called the na adjective. Right? So na adjective is a little bit more sian. Okay, more complicated. So for example, noun des, the adjective des, right? For example, I use kire as an example, right? Kire. So kire is a noun adjective. So kire desu, right, means it is clean. Kire de wa arimasen, it is not clean. So you think about this, then like that the noun adjective is same as noun, right? Same as how we use as a noun. Yes, it is the same. Right? So noun adjective mirror noun a lot. Okay, then now we put it in front of the noun. We put in front of noun, we need to have this na particle. Alright, because it's a na adjective, so we need to put a na when we put it in front of the noun. So for example, kirei na Singapore. Kirei na Singapore. Beautiful and clean Singapore. Right? Kirei na Singapore. Desu and de wa arimasen. Right? This is for the noun. This is to say whether the noun is like that or not. This noun or not that noun. Okay? Desu and de wa arimasen. The only thing different from e adjective and na adjective is the negative version is different. Right? Forming the negative is different. And then for the one put the adjective in front of the noun, for na adjective we need to have this na. For E adjective, we don't need to put anything. We just use the E. 暑い Singapore this. Right? We don't need to do anything. Don't need to add anything. Don't need to change anything. Just put only. Okay, then after that we learned these 5 adjectives. So over here we have 好きです、嫌いです、上手です、下手です、欲しいです。Right? So 好き means love, 嫌い means hate, 上手 means good at, 下手 means bad at, 欲しい means want. So we learned this in lesson 5 or lesson 6. Okay, so all these words here, 好き、嫌い、上手、下手、欲しい, you must have an object that you want to hate, you want to like, you want to be good at, you want to be bad at, or you want to have the object. Right, so all these 5 words here, you need to have something. So the something is what we call an object, right? So this is why we use a ga. So a ga will tell us what is the object. Alright, so when we have an object, ga, 好きですか、嫌いですか、上手です。Okay, we must have an object. Of course, the subject can be like 私は, right? 私は歌が好きです。Right? Any questions? Straightforward, huh? Next page. So next page we have all the particles that we have learned from lesson 6 to 9. So please look carefully. So I told you all the time, to start a Japanese sentence, we always start with the subject. So the subject is represented by wa. And it always ends with a verb. If it doesn't end with a verb, then it ends with des. Right? So it's either a des or a verb. But let's say we have a verb. So it ends with a verb. So what is in the middle? So in the middle, we can have things like, for example, time expression without number. So what is time expression without number? Yeah, wait. Yeah, I know. Wait. That one is a question. So time expression without number, for example, kyo. No. That one is question. I'm not talking about question yet. Time expression without number. Kyo, ashita, kino, asate, mayasa. Alright? All these are things without number. So do you see that things without number behind got no particle? So when there's no number, no need particle behind. Right? Then the question to ask this is 一字. Right? 一字 is when, right? So 一字. Then the next box. Time expression with number. So these are, for example, 6時、9時、1月、9月, right? So all these have number. So when we have number, we need to have a particle need to signify like during September, in September, at 6 o'clock, right? So we need to have the particle to specify the time that exactly. So this is what we call time expression with number, right? So it includes Monday to Sunday also. Monday to Sunday is considered as number. Think of it in Chinese, right? The way we say Monday to Sunday in Chinese is number, right? 星期一、星期二 got number, have number. It's just that in Chinese we use number, in Japanese we use elemental, right? The elements, remember? Fire, wood, earth, soil, sun, moon. So we use the elements in Japanese. But think of it as number, okay? Then of course the question is going to be like 何時、何日、何月、何年, right? So what month, what year, right? So that's going to be the question. Then next we have our kara. So by the way, if you're thinking, this is how the entire sentence is supposed to be formed. This is the priority system. Which one will come first? Which particle will come earlier? So in this case, after ni will be our, after the time will be our kara and made. So kara can be time, it can also be place. Alright, so for example, from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, from Toa Payoh to Tampines, right, for example. From, until. So kara, made. So these are after our time. So if you want to form a sentence, karama they will be second, not second after the time okay, after the time. Then followed by our accompaniment. Right, accompaniment we learn this particle called to. Right, to is with. So for example, with friends, tomodachi to. So since to already is with, right, with my friend, do you still need it together? With my friend together, right? Don't need, right? So this is why we have a square bracket, ishoni. So up to you whether you want to put. If you put, it's like double meaning of together. Okay, then the question word for accompaniment will definitely gonna be who. Who, right? So who is dare? Right, so that will be the question word for dare. Dare to. Then followed by our particle de. This de is the one that's referring to place of action. So where something is happening. Right, so where something is happening, so where in Japanese is doko. So that is our question in Japanese, right? Doko de. At where? Okay, place of action. Next will be our means of transport, means of to, right? By method of, by means of, by something. So this is something there. So by means of something, so for example, bus de, densha de, right? So something there. Okay, now? Then after that will be our closer and closer to our verb already. So for example, if it's a direction, then we say the place e ikimasu. Right? Place e ikimasu, place e kimasu, place e kaerimasu. Right? Then the sentence end there already. Because we use the directional verb. So e ikimasu, e ikimasu. But if I don't want to say to a location, I want to use another verb, which is the giving and receiving verb. Then giving and receiving verb will be person ni. For example, mother ni agemasu. So give to mother. Haha ni kashimasu. Lend to mother. Right? So this is where we say our recipient. And of course, we also have our source. That means the person or the place that you got it from. Right? So that's why we have a ni or kara as a particle. So if it's a location, you can use kara only. If it's a person, you can use ni or kara. Right? So this is the source. So the verb here is moraimasu. The word here is karimasu. Right? Borrow from, receive from, learn from. Right? All these are our moraimasu. The question will be, of course, if it's person, then dare. Right? Who? If it's place, then it's where. Doko. Very straightforward, right? Then the last one, direct object. Right? So direct object means like what are we interacting? What are we going to do to this thing? Like asagohan, right? Breakfast. What are we doing with breakfast? How are we interacting with the breakfast? Tabemasu, right? I eat breakfast. So tabemasu and asagohan. We need to connect the verb and the word, the object by using the particle o. So in this case, direct object o. Right? O is our particle over here. So for example, asagohan o tabemasu. Right? Asagohan o tabemasu. We don't say asagohan e ikimasu. Right? I mean e tabemasu. Because e is a directional, right? We don't use it for words like tabemasu. Tabemasu got no direction. So we can only use o. Okay, so direct object o. The question for direct object will be nani. Right? Nani. So nani o tabemasu ka? So what do you eat? Right? Nani o tabemasu ka? So far so good? Okay, then this is lesson 10. We'll reserve it for lesson 10. Okay, so this is for lesson up to lesson 9. I'll recap for you guys. If you need to revise all the particles that we have learned so far is over here. You can use this one. Okay. So today, I just wanted to cover until here. I don't think you all want to listen to me talk about lesson 10. I don't mind, I can teach lesson 10. The one. Okay, so we have last two lessons. So one lesson will be on today is 28. So next week we have a lesson on the 4th. So on the 4th, we will go through lesson 7, lesson 8, homework, and then we will talk about lesson 10. Then we end the class. Right? So 2 homework plus 1 lesson. Then the following week, 11 February, we will talk about lesson 9 and lesson 10 homework. Right? Lesson 9 and lesson 10 homework. I might give one extra homework. Right? The extra homework is actually in your extra sheet at the back. Right? You should see a revision paper here. I will recommend you to finish the whole revision paper. But if it's too much, because we have lesson 9 and 10 homework, right? So if it's too much, then maybe I'll just ask you to do only this one. Starting from complete the sentence with a suitable particle. That means you do the particle passage. Right? If there's too much homework but if you can, try to finish up lesson 7, 8, 9 homework since you already finished lesson 9. Please try to finish the homework by the weekend, on the weekend. Lesson 7, 8, 9. So next week you only have lesson 10 homework. Then you can afford to do the extra revision homework as well. Right? Then after that, the very last lesson after 11 February will be 13 February. 13 February will be the quiz only. The quiz is expected to be 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So once you finish, you can go. If you want to stay back chit chat, I don't mind. No. It's like how our homework is like. Exactly like our homework. It's exactly like homework. Structured. Sorry? No lah. Okay, it's not open book. But if you really, really struggle, I close one eye lah. You use the textbook lah.
Can
But
I still at least have this one, this page?
no need lah. You have it on the wall.
This page.
You have it on the wall. You have it on the wall.
Cannot really see. Yeah, try to memorize the hiragana. I mean, if you want open book, I can let you open book lah. I have no restriction say that you cannot use open book. But you want to challenge yourself, then you try not to refer to anything. That will be the best. Then you know where you are at. Yeah. So don't worry. No, I will bring back mark. Then I will not return you the paper, I will just mark and tell you the score. And then I will give you your cert. Feels to give cert. I heard from, that's what I heard lah. Got try, got cert. No try, no cert. Pass also cert, fail also cert. Okay, can, good enough.
Good enough. Okay, so that will be all today. If you guys want to stay back and look at travel suggestions, I welcome you. If you want